to the Scratticus Academy. We are back with some Call of Cthulhu with Twilight Sands today. Before we jump in, a big thank you to Derza Black, who has donated for a reroll for whoever needs it first, which includes me. Otherwise, please check out all the links that are coming up in chat. My cat has now decided the time is to go crazy as now. Also, a huge thank you to our wonderful sponsors in the form of Bird in the Storm, where you can get a mug that's literally the size of my head, and also the wonderful Mage Ham Press. So we are going to pop around and say hello to everyone. Let's start with Mal. Hi, Mal.
Hi. I'm Mal. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch at Mal Hideo. I'll be playing Soggy Edward Wells.
And then we're going to hop around and say hello to lovely Atomic Firebird.
Well, he just ruined me.
Let's set that in Zoom chat for everyone in Twitch chat. It says Soggy Edward Wells, just in case anyone wanted to know.
Okay, hi, I'm Britt. I'm playing Professor Teddy, according to Maria, so that's what I'll go with. I'm a very sensible Theodore Atkinson. Everything is fine. Yes.
Everything is fine. Wonderful. Thank you. Then we're going to hop over to the lovely Nazgul.
Hey, yeah, I'm Nazgul on social media. I'm also Saya Noor on the Venture Maidens podcast every other Wednesday on the Venture Maidens Twitch. And today I'm Bo Franklin Veed, your movie star.
Perfect. Thank you. We're going to hop over to the lovely D&D Paige.
Hello, everyone. I am Paige, and I'm yet again playing Idris Hall, who has survived another week, but may not survive this week. We shall see.
That's the spirit. Last but not least, Sage Ophelia.
Oh, hi. I'm Holly. I'm Sage Ophelia. You can find me here Tuesdays and Thursdays or on Twitter sometimes. I'm playing Maria Santiago, who likes guns almost as much as she likes to yell at her husband.
And last week, the group was split when there was a small cave-in one of the tunnels as they were chased by these strange creatures that crawled up the walls and the ceilings and took Aiden from them. And Edward and Theodore were separated together once again, and they found an entire chamber of gold, statues, all these sort of Egyptian trinkets. And the others, Idris, Bo, and Maria, were separated as well as they found a camp, almost an old camp in this. And Bo saw their little brother, or thought they saw their little brother, calling out for help. Soon, the group were reunited in this chamber of all of these golds and trinkets and things like that, but they could hear each other, but not see each other. Theodore and Mal could hear and see Aiden, but Aiden didn't seem to be able to see them. And as Idris, Maria, and Bo also enter through here, they can hear Theodore, they can hear Mal. I called you Mal. They hear, even though it says Edward in the thing, I said it anyway. You can hear Edward and Aiden in this chamber. And that is where we will pick back up, where Aiden is sort of backing up slightly. There's very little light in this room, but he's calling out. He's, Professor? Bo? Anyone? Like, as he calls out, and Theodore, you're feet away from him.
Can I hear that?
Yeah, you can hear it, and you can see him.
Aiden!
Maria?
I'm smacking Edward. Like,
I don't see him.
Okay. Do you think it's real?
You hear the footsteps of Aiden as he comes into your view. He's like, Edward? Sort of looking around.
Aiden?
Aiden?
Hello? Like, and he starts to walk towards you, looking up and around this dismal place, and stops inches in front of you, looks to be looking straight through you, up and around. She's like, anyone? Hello? I'm
Aiden.
okay.
Can we hear this as well?
Yes, you can hear this. And almost just in front of you, you can start to see, it's like a blurred vision at once, and after you blink a few times, you can see Edward and Theodore.
Squint my eyes and I try to get as close to them as I can. Should I roll like a spot hidden?
Oh, you can
if I
see
can-
them. You can
Oh.
see them. As you sort of blink and it starts to focus in sight, you can see them all as clear as day in front of you. And you can see Aiden, but Aiden is acting odd. He's right in front of the professor, but doesn't seem to be aware of it. He's actually almost shouting beyond the group.
Can I poke him with the butt of my gun? Not hard, just a nice sturdy, like, you know.
It goes straight through him.
Oh no.
At the same time, I was gonna try to touch him on the shoulder.
Yeah, you just sort of feel yourself. It's almost like you can feel there's something there, but it's like you almost feel like it's water running through your hands as you sort of pass through.
It feels suspiciously like Maria's gun. No.
That you actually feel like there's something there, but it's nothing solid. And you see him quickly turn round at the touch. He's like, hello? Almost like reaching out and touching his shoulder, and where Maria sort of prodded him.
What if it's
I
a
wanna-
ghost? We killed him.
Well, we don't know that yet. Let's not freak the poor kid out.
I can put my hand right through him, and I'm gonna just rake my hand down his head.
And as you do that, he goes,
Oh.
like, and starts calling out your name again.
Aiden, we're all right here, man. We're right behind you. Don't worry if there's some kind of weird voodoo shit going on. But can you remember what happened? You disappeared, man.
We're entirely in the wrong part of the world to be dealing with voodoo right now. Just a point of clarification.
Whatever you call it.
I can't believe they're gone.
Oh, poor Aiden. Oh no.
Can I look for dust or dirt collected on the floor?
Yeah, just roll a spot hidden check.
Oh, gosh.
Or, hang on, let's have a look. Let me get the sheet up because I'm not writing today.
Can Soggy Boy and I now see the ladies as well?
Oh, Soggy Boy, and you can still see the ladies. You can see the ladies.
The ladies and Bo.
And Bo.
Oh, right.
And Bo. You can have a look whether it's spot hidden or I'd say track is going to be available for that as well. Maybe a natural world. You can't see too much. If anything, you now see all of this gold around you. It's almost too distracting.
I want to pick up some gold, like not something good, like just like a nugget or something, and like throw it against like a wall or against the floor or something.
You throw it and you hear that gold clatter and clang against other metal and against the stone floor.
Does Aiden react at all?
Aiden doesn't react.
See? He's a ghost. Wait, you're back. You're not dead either.
Oh,
I'm gonna. Who's closest to me out of Bo and Idris and Maria?
Probably me, since I was prodding
Yeah,
Aiden.
you were. Right.
Then I'm also gonna reach out and grab your shoulder just to test it.
Am I solid?
Yeah, you're very solid.
Very solid. Wow.
I'm very sorry, madam.
It's okay.
And takes his hand back.
so now that we can all, we can see each other. Where did you go?
Charlie, yeah. And then I'm gonna pull up the bag.
And Charlie, like, immediately, Idris, you see this monkey pop its head out as Charlie sees you and dashes straight out of his bag towards you.
Oh, thank God. And I'm just gonna, like, hold him. I'm gonna hold him really, really softly against me. Like...
I'll have you know that there is no monkey left behind here.
Well...
That is just precious.
Well, there is one. I'm gonna kind of, like, point towards Aiden and be like, with all this going on, I don't really know if... Is he dead? I mean, I thought you were dead, and then you're not dead, and you can see us, and apparently feel us.
Maybe we're the ones that are dead. Oh, shit.
Ooh.
Maybe
I can't think of anything that would have killed us, though. But I can definitely think of something that would have killed Aiden.
In general, I am just paranoid enough to think that is a very valid hypothesis, us being dead and all, but I think that the most evidence really does point towards him being dead, considering we saw him get pulled down into a pit of death.
Well, I did see my little brother a little earlier, so I guess it's not that weird to see ghosts.
So he's dead, then? Your brother?
Yeah, well...
Because I see my husband, I don't think he's dead.
No, my brother isn't around anymore. But that doesn't leave this hell, dungeon, pyramid thing we're in, okay?
See, you don't have no brother. It's only you.
Thank you. But anyway... I guess he can't even hear us. So it makes sense.
Your brother, she could not hear you either. See?
I guess... No, he seemed to be responding to me. I don't know, kind of panicked when I saw him, so I don't really remember.
Well, what if Aiden is still perchance just throwing out there, maybe alive? I mean, we've gone out of some stuff ourselves already. I mean, we should be dead, but we're not.
It's possible.
So you tried to write a message in the dirt and couldn't? Is that what happened?
I couldn't find dirt.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna try to do the same.
So it's quick hello to the raiders that have just come in. Hello.
Oh, hey.
So, Bo, what is it you're trying to do?
I'm also gonna try to, like, find some dirt or loose gravel of some kind to manipulate physical room and maybe get his attention. Oh, you froze, Alice.
Yeah, I froze. Could you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I want to find some loose gravel or dirt or something in the room that I can manipulate to prove that we're here. And
okay. There is sand sort of on the floor in general. Like, you can see patches of it, so you can see mainly ground underneath it, but you can see where there is some sand in here. There's gold, there's statues, there's all those sorts of things you can definitely pick up or move or...
Okay. Then in the sand, I want to try to spell out, your friends are here.
Breadstick boy, say breadstick boy. Then he knows it's us.
Let's just say Aiden. Your friends are here, Aiden. But you can't hear us.
And as you sort of write in this sand, you can sort of try, and you do write the note, it appears perfectly. And as you sort of take a step back, you see more words suddenly sort of start to be drawn into the sand. underneath, and Aiden is not kneeling down to write them. And he can't see you or hear you either.
Why not? I write back.
That's what say. New number. Who dis? Sorry, that was terrible.
And you just get a very short message back. He's not here. And almost as that happens, you see Aiden look straight past you. Theodore is like, "Hello? It's Professor, is that you? Excuse me," like as he sort of walks past you, almost through you, feel part of him go through you. He's like, I'm looking for my friends. Professor Theodore about yay high, and he starts like describing all of you. And then he starts to sort of pause and freeze. He's like,
I'm gonna look in the direction of what he's talking at.
he is talking to nothing at all. You see nothing. You see a darkness, if anything, where the light doesn't reach that far. This is impossible. How are you here? No, hang on. Whoa! Put it down. And you see Aiden turn and break into a run. And it's almost like you hear gunfire go off as he sprints across the room. You can hear that gold sort of clanking underneath his feet as he disappears through a hallway.
As much as I know everyone is gonna yell at me, I'm gonna take off after him.
You can run.
Okay.
What do the rest of you do as you see the professor tear off into this corridor, into this darkness?
I run after him.
Yeah, I think I would too.
Yeah.
Don't separate the damn group again, Teddy.
And does Edward run as well?
Yeah, Edward watches everyone run off, and he's just like, and then he follows.
Theodore, as you're the first to run through, you are met by a blinding light. Oh, it's just a very, very bright light. Not artificial, definitely a very natural light, as if you're back outside again. And it's almost white light as you have to cover your eyes, and you hear the blast of a train.
I'll just stop short and cover my eyes and yell out, Aiden.
There is no reply. And as you you can hear people talking around you. You hear that train. You can hear all aboard as the conductor stands, and you see that smoke that sort of erupt from the top of this train, and you can smell it more than anything as well.
There's no trains oh no.
And Bo, at this point you can arrive as well, and you're greeted with very much the same. And if you look down at your feet, it's a concrete platform.
And Teddy's there in front of me?
Theodore is there.
What do you see?
I turn around immediately to see where I just walked from. If there's an entrance to a temple of some kind, or that's somewhere leading underground.
You see more platform. You see more train station. You see people in their long coats, smart hats, waiting by the side, and people starting to board this train with their suitcases. And almost as if they just walk through a crowd of people holding tickets, Idris, Maria, and Edward, you can emerge onto this platform. But to Bo and Theodore, it looks like you've just wandered out of the crowd. As you hear sort of, "Excuse me," and this little old lady sort of hurries around you and hops on the train.
Do I recognize this train station as being a particular geographic location?
You don't have, you recognize a lot of the accents as London and stuff like that, but it's not in London Central. I'm sorry, Scrat is right here trying to avoid the camera and it's really put me off. Carry on.
Someone.
Just but yes, this you recognize this is a very British train station. You can see the tiles all along the wall, and it says Weybridge, which Theodore, if anything you would know, is just outside of London, so close but not in any of the main London train stations.
I use my booming theater voice to call out for Aiden. Aiden!
You as you do that, you see a glance at the end of one of the end carriages, and this goes quite a way, and you see Aiden look back, look slightly confused, and then get on the train.
No! Get off the train!
There is no response. As a man in a very sort of, in a conductor's uniform, hat, navy blue, walks over like, tickets, please.
Tickets to where, sir?
Well, for the train.
Oh, no, but where is the train going?
Oh, we're off down to Cornwall.
Teddy, I don't know where that is, but he's not supposed to be going that way, right? Do we get on? Do we get off? Do we go back? What do we do?
The last time that I had a very strange vision of England, we were it was a memory, and I don't recall us ever being on this train. And to my recollection, he did not ever go here by himself. So I don't know that this is a memory anymore, but I don't know.
Sir, conductor man, we think maybe our friend is trying to jump the steels. He doesn't have no ticket.
He doesn't have a ticket.
But I think he got on anyway.
Interesting, thank you. Where did you see this gentleman?
Oh, he's far down. He looked like, and I'll describe what Aiden looks like.
And he was like, thank you, I will be right back. And he sort of blows his whistle, sort of stopping everything. You see him hop onto the back of the train. And he's on there for a while. In fact, you can see through the windows him walking up and down the aisles and the seats. And hops off again. So, heads over to you. Everyone has a ticket.
Our boy is very good at hiding.
Not from me, I assure you. This is my job.
Right. I'm like kind of like wave to all of us and be like, all right, bring it in a little bit. And be like, try like whoever joins me could be like, okay, now y'all want to get on that thing, or do we really think Aiden's like?
Well, we did find where we think maybe the statue or the staff goes, so. But I don't know where else we can go. There's nothing behind us.
True.
I'm just gonna take out my checkbook and ask the conductor, how much for the 6 of us? Or the 5 of us?
Perfect. Thank you. And he takes your checkbook, and as you do, you see a ticket in his hand as he stamps it. Thank you.
I don't think that's how you're supposed to use that.
Oh, it's just gonna cost me another checkbook, but that's okay. Okay, so we're all good then, right?
Oh, I need to see their tickets as well, I'm afraid.
Just get out a piece of paper. This man isn't looking at what the hell I'm holding, so use anything you got on you.
Yeah, I do the same. I listen to Bo and I take out a piece of paper from my bag, like a scrap, just like.
He takes the piece of paper, Idris Hall, perfect, thank you, and then stamps it and hands it back. welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Theodore's just gonna look at Bo. Just, you are very intelligent.
Oh, I mean, that's the nicest thing I think anyone's said to me in a while. But thank you.
I'll pull out my little notebook and rip out like a middle page, stuff it back in my pocket, and hand it over. Hand it back the page over.
Professor, welcome aboard. And stamps.
That is my yes, sure.
Perfect, Eddie. I need to borrow some paper.
Okay. Pull the notebook back out again and sadly rip out another page and hand it over.
Gracias.
Put it back in my pocket.
And a Mrs. Maria. Sorry, I'm very bad at names. Santiago.
So this is close enough. It's good.
Fantastic. Welcome aboard. Thank you. And you see that stamp again, like a clip. It's like, and you, sir.
I hand him my empty cigarette box.
And Edward Wells. Thank you. And it stamps, and all of you look down, and you have tickets for the 11 o'clock train to Cornwall.
All right, then. I guess we go in and try and find our boy.
I'd say so. Y'all, we should probably not split up again. I'm not gonna lie. I'm afraid I'm not gonna find you if we leave each other again. I don't know. I'm a little nervous about this. Y'all are invisible. Now you're not. Now Aiden's dead, or maybe not. So maybe buddy system again?
Oh, I have no intention of splitting up this group at all. I say we stay together.
There we go.
You are
No,
very
no
right.
offense, but Theodore and I got lost together, so the buddy system didn't do us any good.
See, I think everyone is buddies with everyone from here on out. If one of us goes running into some abyss, we all go running after.
I thought he was being shot, alright? I thought, alright, yes.
If someone shoot you, I shoot them back.
Oh, Maria, that's so sweet of you.
I believe it.
I asked the conductor if he happened to remember seeing an Aiden on a ticket. Whatever his last name was, I don't know. But if he remembers an Aiden on any of the carts to direct us towards our friend.
We do have a few Aidens on board today, I assume. It looks like, yes, a few Aidens are on there. Otherwise, please, board. We'll be leaving very shortly. The trolley will be round with beverages.
Oh, great. I step onto the train.
Maria and Idris both like...
I know, immediately like...
And you can all step onto this train, and that sort of that smell of the wood, like newly varnished wooden panels, these sort of red velvet seats where the carriage you step into is almost like a dining cart. You can see sort of sets of chairs either side, these velvet sort of seating, a small lamp by the window, which isn't on at the moment, and small curtains that sort of adorn the window. And the carriage is pretty full. It's pretty full.
With the full understanding that this is not real, I really like trains. They're very comfortable.
I just shout Aiden to see if there's a couple of Aidens, at least maybe they'll all look at us.
Literally, you make a couple of the people in the carriage jump and they go, "Do you mind?" And you see this older lady there with a cup of tea, sort of looking at you as you've shouted. She's just like next to you, saying, "Some of us are here to enjoy the journey.
Some of us are looking for our friends. I apologize. Aiden!"
Then do it quietly."
Y'all think she's alive?
Excuse me? There's this woman with a just a hat and a newspaper in front of her, just doesn't stand but looks over to you. It's just, could you please take your seats? We're not going to go anywhere until everyone is sat down.
Sure.
Okay.
Well,
I'm
all
not
right.
speaking.
Also, this is the quiet carriage. She sort of looks at Edward.
Oh, we should go to the loud carriage. We'll go this way, I think.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let's walk through closer towards the way that we saw Aiden, further ahead of the train.
You can go all the way back to the back carriage, which is where you saw him get on. And again, it's a very similar layout. It's almost like a dining car. They've got the chairs and the tables. But Aiden is nowhere to be seen. There are only 3 or 4 people in this carriage. And they all look pretty comfortable, sort of doing whatever they're doing. They barely seem to notice you've walked in.
Okay. Someone needs to see if there's a bathroom and get inside the bathroom and see if Aiden is hiding.
Why would he be hiding in the necessary?
I mean, if I saw some weird train out of nowhere, all my friends are gone, and I don't know where else to go, we put the bus in the bathroom. I mean, it's a good hiding spot.
We have a history with bathrooms.
That is true.
And you feel that jolt as the train starts to get in motion, as you hear it leave, and that sort of that chug as the wheels start in motion and start turning. And someone walks down the corridor of the train, dressed in the same outfit as the waiters on the boat. Hello, what can I get you to drink? Please, be seated anywhere you would like. We have tea, coffee, and a range of snacks before dinner.
Give me a whiskey. Make it a duggable.
You can see this person glance down at their pocket watch. Of course, sir. Please, sit down. I will get
I'll
that
take a
for
seat.
you. Anyone else?
Do you have breadsticks?
And you sort of see a pause. I'm afraid we do not have breadsticks on this journey. We do, however, have fresh baked rolls.
I think that'll do, yes. The more cylindrical, the better, I think.
I will fetch a small basket for you. And anyone else, a drink before we serve dinner or lunch?
You have tequila?
No, we do not have tequila. We have wine, we have ale, and we have gin.
Why don't you fill up my flask here with some gin, please?
Of course, sir. And sort of gives you a smile and takes your flask.
Gin is like a pine tree. Wine, I guess. I don't know.
Red or white? We do have champagne.
Red, I guess. Where's it from?
Bordeaux.
Can't even get the good Spanish wine. Yes, that's fine. Red wine is fine.
I'm gonna need a bottle of that bubbly that you were talking about. Don't bother with the glass. You can just bring the bottle.
Of course. Please. And as he gestures to some seats, he disappears back off along the corridor. You see sort of swaying slightly with the carriages as they rock. And could you all make a spot hidden check for me, please?
Say make or fail.
Oh, wow.
Neat.
Okay, there's one success. Idris, as you sort of sit down, you have all of these drinks brought to the table, and he's bought you a glass anyway, but he just leaves the bottle. And you look around the carriage, and you see John Cooper sat at the other end of the carriage, reading a newspaper.
Do I have the rolls yet?
The rolls have arrived.
I'm just gonna kind of like hold them awkwardly out and like
to lure him in.
wave them around.
How do you attract an Aiden?
Like waft the smell.
Y'all see that over there? You see that man? Y'all recognize him?
John Cooper, and you see that dog, Caswell, asleep, snoring by his feet.
I see Caswell.
He's involved in this newspaper.
Should I go and try and speak to him?
Sure. I think so. Let's see if he recognizes you.
All right. I'll calmly walk on up.
You walk over, and you can hear him sort of chuckling to himself, almost, and he seems to have a whiskey on the go as well. And he sees you approach. He's like, "Oh, hello. My name is John Cooper. Pleasant to meet you." And holds out a hand. You're
Bo Franklin Veed. Pleasure to meet you. I'm sorry, but you look so familiar to me. Do I know you from somewhere?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I do this journey quite often, at least once a year. You know, summer holidays and all that.
Any other vacations you got planned then? You big travel man?
I do like to travel now that I am retired. I'm going to Egypt, in fact, and then France. France is a wonderful place. What else? And America. I'm off to America soon. As he sort of looks to you, he's like, "It's good to see." And he sort of holds up the paper, which reads the year 1920, and he gets to the Treaty of Versailles, the treaty that officially ended World War One. You chaps came in the nick of time. Good. I get you a drink. I'll get you a drink. And he starts sort of trying to look over your shoulder. Damn, later.
Yeah, well, when you nail him down, let him know I'll take a red wine.
Red wine? Oh, I didn't think you were a red wine chap. I thought you would have been more of a whiskey chap. Sit down, my friend. This is a great time to be alive.
I couldn't agree more. The world seems to be moving on from all this savage fighting.
Indeed. And you see him fold up the newspaper and just push it to the side. It's like, "So what are you doing over here then? It's a bit far across the pond for you."
Yeah, I'd say it's my first big trip out of America, and hoping to be a man of the world like yourself someday. But I'm actually here searching for a friend.
A friend? Oh, what sort of a friend?
A bit of a colleague, actually. He's been helping me around. You don't happen to have seen anyone like him, and he's young. He's kind of a scholarly-looking dude. I describe the rest of his features and his behavior.
I can't say. I was rather absorbed in my newspaper, you see. I didn't necessarily see everyone who came on board. There's a rather odd chap on here, though I don't know where he'd gone. I think he left the carriage, actually, and he gestures behind him. And you're in the last carriage.
Mm-hmm. Oh, all right, well, excuse me for just a moment. I'm gonna see if it happened to be my friend and make sure I didn't miss any spots.
Of course.
Very good. It was a pleasure talking to you. I'll come back once I've found my friend.
Of course. I mean, you're welcome. You and it sort of looks over your friends over there. You're very welcome to have supper with me if you wish.
Cheers. Enjoy the ride. And I'll walk towards the back.
And you walk towards the back, and you can see like a slide door on a catch with a window, and you see the train track disappearing as you ride this carriage along, and there's like a small I guess you could call it balcony bit, where you know the train's carriages normally attach, and you can see it, but there is no other carriage.
I'm just gonna quickly pop in to tell all the group what the guys said, what the newspaper said, and I think it's probably a stupid idea, and there's probably nothing, but I might try and get on top of this train.
What?
Oh yeah. Heck yeah. That is awesome, Bo. And I'm like, volunteer. I volunteer with you.
Heck no! That is extremely dangerous, even if this is a false memory or something.
Oh no, Teddy. I raised you a hell yes. And
It won't be my first time on the top of a train.
Wait, what do you mean?
I've had plenty of high-speed chasing and action in my life, so...
I can only presume you mean in the safe setting of filming one of your moving pictures.
Sure.
I like you, Bo.
I'm starting to like you, too.
I don't think that we should really be going off all willy-nilly with our lives. So yes, this could be fake. We could just be standing in one spot and witnessing some sort of mirage again, or we could have traveled back in time, and then if you die by falling off this train, then you never exist, or something absurd like that. We don't know what's going on here. Don't fall off a train.
I won't fall, but we gotta investigate some more. Can't just sit on this train and let it take us to wherever the hell it's going.
Well, yes, we most certainly could, because you said we were doing the buddy system, and we're not to separate, and I'm certainly not going on the top of a train, so you can't either.
I'll go. Either of us will go. That's 3 versus 2. Thuggy Edward, you with us?
I'll take a peek. I won't go much farther. It's the top of a train. You can't really hide much up there. I'll just take a quick look and come back down.
Yeah.
I mean, someone should stay with Theodore, so I'll do that.
It is noted, though, that I objected to this all very strongly.
Okay, how's this? Bo, you go up top. Idris, you hold on to Bo. I hold on to you. And Edward and Teddy, you stand on the balcony, still, on the train. You hold on to me.
What do you say, Teddy?
Sure.
Okay, so you're heading to the back of the train.
Yep, back of the train,
Yep.
taking a peep up top.
Okay, as you do, you see this John sort of, hello, as you sort of walk past, sort of acknowledging each and every one of you as you walk past, and sort of, they're off to you. And describe this to me, what you were doing.
Making this the last episode is what we're doing.
Is there any kind of service ladder in this balcony?
Oh yeah, there's the service ladder. You've got where the sort of balcony is, there is a railing around the side as well. So even if you stand on the platform below the roof, it's not like you can fall off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just gonna climb up that ladder, not going all the way up to the top. I tell Idris, if you'd like, you can hold on to the ankles of my pants. Got suspenders on, so hold as tightly as you need. And then we just link all the way into the cart and try and keep an eye on each other, okay?
Alrighty.
And I'll peep up, climbing that ladder.
Just roll me a straight up strength check just to see how you do on that. You'll be able to get up there.
I'm so strong!
Yes, you are. And you manage to just, in very swift movement, sort of pull yourselves up onto the top. You can stay on the ladder, or you can get on to the top of the train, whichever you prefer. You can feel that gush of wind sort of as you're going fast, and you can see the smoke sort of trailing back behind, and that sort of that whistle from the train. And for a moment, there's nothing on the train. You can't really see anything. But then further down, all the way to the end, almost emerging out of the smoke, you see a man, a very, very tall man, almost, I guess he's just very plain looking, almost like it's a face you would lose in a crowd. This man wears a sharp black suit, his sharp sort of brown haircut, and Bo, the strangest thing about this, as much as he's far away, you can tell he's oddly tall because his limbs look a little bit longer, just slightly gangly in effect. But he stands upright on top of this train, far away from you, all the way down the other end of the carriages.
He's not moving, he's just standing there?
He's just standing.
I call back down to Idris and Maria. There's a fella up there at the very front of the train. I don't know what the hell he's doing. He's just standing there.
It's no Aiden?
No, this is a big man.
Oh no. Like, does he look at his fingers? Is his fingers weird?
I can't. They look like hands to me.
They're not like kind of claw-like, not like really gangly and long.
No, just looks like a man.
All right, no, man, we're good.
Should I keep going? Someone want to go from the other end?
I guess. I mean, you just want to get up and I'll follow you?
Oh.
He's like all the way down. And, oh, you want me to go all the way deep? You want me to go like to the front?
Yeah, like someone go through the train on the inside and go to the front.
Well, is he like on top of where the engine is? Because I don't know if we can, there's probably conductors and things up there.
On top of the train? And they don't hang out on top.
No, like, so we have no one guarding back here, but how are we going to get out so close to where the conductor is? See? I don't think you're allowed in there.
Well then. I guess I'll just follow him on top of the train. Sorry, Teddy.
Are you getting on top of the train?
Yeah. I am.
I mean, you can easily get up there with the roll earlier, and there is a ladder, and you can... The roof is quite wide, so you can sort of stabilize yourself.
Yeah, I'm not like standing upright or anything. I'm trying to make sure I have a low center of gravity. And I get a little bit closer to the man, and I want to say, "Excuse me, sir."
And he's still quite far away in the distance, and then you realize as you approach closer and closer, his toes just brush the top of the roof. Effectively, he's hovering with his back to you. And as you call out to him, he slowly turns around. There's no footsteps, there's no nothing, as he just rotates. And again, as you get closer, this man is close to 8 foot tall.
Told you to look at the toes.
But he still looks like a normal dude from the front.
Yeah, the most I would say is that his face is a little hollower, but it's almost like a person has been stretched. There's no claw-like hands and things. It's just hunched as he turns to look at you, and these eyes are very gray.
Where is this train going?
He pauses, and a very huge smile starts to spread across his face as he starts to drift towards you. Not walk, drift.
I start to walk backwards, back to the ladder.
Yeah, he's not running. He's not doing this he's not moving fast. but with each sort of, the closer he gets, the bigger this smile goes, and this is an unnatural smile. This is stretching almost up to below his cheekbones.
Okay. I'm just like, all right, you know what? You're busy. I'll leave you alone. Clearly you're enjoying the view and I ruined the moment. So have a great time. Thanks for all your help. See you later. And I want to jump down that ladder.
You can easily get back down that ladder.
And I like push the girls into the car of the train again.
And Theodore and Edward, what are you doing below this as Idris and Maria sort of half on, half up with the ladder, sort of reaching out, and then you and Edward, both of you are sort of on the lower part by the balcony, and you can just see the countryside rushing past you.
This is crazy, right?
Assume they didn't tell us that Bo was gonna just go all the way across, so I'm just like, twiddling my thumbs and awkwardly fidgeting.
I start eating the bread.
Sure.
This is crazy, right? This train and them climbing or whatever. This is crazy.
What has not been crazy? I think it's easier to list the things that have not been crazy. Of which there are very few.
I mean, unless we're all crazy, you're not crazy, I'm not crazy, just, I don't know.
Now that's actually a very interesting exercise. What about anything that's happened since we met has not been crazy? Just utterly. Sometimes I think that I'm just going to wake up in my bed on that boat.
You might.
That's how much none of this makes sense.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, in regards to everything's crazy, some things have been more crazy, like the lights on the boat turning off. That was pretty crazy. Hearing things, that's pretty crazy. In relation to that, assassins, less crazy.
That's true. Losing my mouth, that was a bit crazy.
You lost your mouth?
Temporarily.
Weird.
And almost as that happens, you, Idris and Maria, you see Bo coming towards you pretty quick. You haven't necessarily seen the interaction, and you did see the person at the other end of the train, but you weren't as close. And Bo, you come hustling like very quickly towards them, and you're sort of almost pushing them down.
Yeah, I bring them all close to a huddle, and I tell them, all right, there was a man up there, and I thought it was a normal guy, but he was just floating up there. He looked like death. He started coming towards me, and he had this grotesque little twisted smile. And I don't know if he's on his way down here, but he started coming towards me. So yeah, we're probably still underground right now. Lock the windows, lock the door. Just ride it out.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Get your guns ready.
Oh crap! Teddy has my gun.
What?
I gave you my gun when I gave you Charlie.
Then no, wait, didn't.
I have your gun, actually.
Okay. I was about to get real freaked out that I lost a third weapon.
So I grabbed my knife, and I'm like, all right, hold on, I gotta go make sure that Teddy still has it, because he's got a record at this point, and go over. Teddy, you got my gun?
No. I had the monkey. We traded because I didn't know how to shoot. So Edward has the gun actually, and I have the monkey.
You really gotta change that sometime. There's some weird dude on the roof, and he's kind of like floating his way down with a creepy smile, like he's not the one you want to run into at a bar. So, Edward, could I have that one?
Yeah, here you go.
And we, as Bo said, we should lock the doors, unlock the windows. We should find Aiden. And well, he didn't say that part, but we should probably do that, and then we should probably get out of here.
How do you think we're going to get out of here?
Fear is not real, I don't think. So I don't know if locking a window is really going to do much for us.
We could jump off the back.
Oh no.
We
I
could
mean,
jump off the front.
if we're still underground, I mean,
true.
maybe it won't kill us, or maybe it will, and then we stop having to deal with this. Not like I want to die, but if we have to leave, I think it should be an option to just... Yeet isn't invented yet.
Shows how out of touch I was. I had to Google that. I didn't know what it meant. That's how old I feel right now.
All right. Well, lock them anyways on our way towards the front.
Sure, yes.
And then I'm gonna take my gun and start walking towards the front and looking for Aiden. And as I'm going, I'm just gonna like lean over people, be like, "Girl, I'm so sorry. My uniform got messed up, and I can't wear it no more. So I'm just gonna lock these windows for you. It's a safety measure." And start leaning over everyone and just locking them as I go.
You can all go back in the train easily and lock up the windows. There's some like disgruntled sort of whatever, especially from a man who's smoking a cigarette at the side, is just looking at you, like, but doesn't seem to cause too much of an argument. And you can all walk back through. You walk past John again. It's just hello. Like as you walk past, is it nice outside then? You going for the views.
Does Caswell recognize us?
He's seeing you with Bo. He's not seeing you as individuals.
Does Caswell recognize us?
Caswell does not.
Damn it.
That's the most gutting bit. You're like, the dog doesn't remember me.
Y'all, okay, Professor Teddy, you would know better than the rest of us. If you were Aiden, where would you go?
Honestly, that's why I got the rolls, because I thought they were close enough to breadsticks. But you are right in that we didn't actually ever check the restroom. But that's a long time for someone to have gone into the restroom. My theory is probably that, since I think maybe he was a ghost or a vision, that it was to lure us onto this train and then he just disappeared.
All right. Well, how about this? Y'all check the bathroom. And I think the breadstick, well, we can check as we go down, but... And, like, Idris just starts going, free breadsticks at the front of the train. Free breadsticks. Free breadsticks, anyone named Aiden. I just start going down.
Today is National Aiden Appreciation Day. Your name is Aiden. Come get your free breadstick.
Again, all the people in this train are just like, who are these people? Especially because this is in the UK. So there's only one or two other Americans on here. Otherwise, you are a group of Americans in Spanish, sort of walking around shouting out about breadsticks on this train. So after a while, the conductor just turned up and say, excuse me, madam and sirs, you appear to be making some of the other passengers uncomfortable. We've had a few reports of shouting about sort of food and other things sort of up and down this train. If you'll please return to your seats, we will be serving supper shortly.
Excuse me, sir. Do you know who this man is? Have you not seen Bo Franklin Vita before?
No, I have not.
Oh my gosh. Sir, do you have no culture? This is a movie star in front of you.
I have been a little preoccupied coming back from the war to watch film. And you can see a very stiff upper lip sort of looks like, I am sure, as he turns to Bo, is like, I am sure your films are magnificent, and I look forward to seeing them. I am sorry I have not heard of you. But right now, I must insist that you sit down, as supper will be served. If you would not like supper, please go to one of the other carriages where you can sit freely without being surrounded by the food.
Bo, that didn't work. I thought your name might work.
I mean, I don't know if films are as big over here, but
I saw a great Chaplin video once.
Good guy, talented guy.
Oh, you know him, Bo?
Not personally. No, never had the pleasure. But I say we, I guess, wait it out.
Maybe we'll get some seats in the front. Eyebrow wiggle at everyone, being like, maybe Aiden up front. Who knows?
Yes. Why don't you all go to the front? And sorry, is the conductor that's talking to us a male or female? I didn't.
Male.
Sir, could you please just point me to this train's necessary, if possible?
Of course.
While they go.
Just follow down to the other end of the corridor, and you may see a section just on the left.
Thank you very much. And I'm gonna turn to go that way, and then just kind of motion for them to keep doing what they were doing before.
No, I'll go with you to make sure you don't get lost.
And this conductor looks at you like...
Maria will just give him a roguish wink and a thumbs up.
You see him sort of like with his collar like, please, I will show you the way to the other carriage as he leads the rest of you away.
I think Theodore probably is a little red in the face about that insinuation as well, but is just gonna kind of huff and head on towards the bathroom.
And you and Maria can head on towards the bathroom, and as you do, you see what looks like Aiden sort of knocking on the door of this bathroom, sort of like, oh, come on, like knocking on this door. Other people need to be in there, like as you sort of hear like another knock on the door.
Aiden!
Oh! Hello. How did you know my name?
You were at the talk at the museum.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm afraid I've forgotten your name. I'm so sorry. That's awfully rude of me.
It's
I'm Aiden Smith, Mr. Smith, or Aiden, as you said.
Right, Mr. Smith. Sorry. Yes. Wait. It's 1920, right?
1920.
I am Theodore Atkinson. I'm a grad student at. It doesn't matter. Sorry. You're having trouble with the.
Oh God, yeah. There's someone in there. They've been in there for ages. I don't know if there is someone in there. I mean, it's locked. I'm just wondering if it's out of service. And he sort of bangs again on the door.
My friend here is very good at doors,
breaking into toilets.
Oh no, it's more you know, when you have a stuck door and you gotta, you know, get in there and you know, jimmy it open.
I see. Great. Let me know if you get it open. And you see him just walk into the other carriage and sit down at one of the tables. It's not far, like literally you can still see each other. It's like a close end to the carriage as he sort of looks out the window, looks slightly uncomfortable.
Is he wearing the same clothes as when we were all down in the pit, or is he 2 years
It's
or 3 years?
similar, but he's wearing a smarter jacket. You can tell his shoes are very shined up. He's wearing brogues.
I'm gonna whisper to Maria. That's not our Aiden. That's past Aiden.
I want to kind of size up Teddy. Does Teddy look any younger?
Teddy doesn't look any younger. There is, however, you can see no trace of sand. You see no... It's almost like the clothes that you're wearing, as if you've put them fresh on.
I'm gonna look slightly uncomfortable by Maria sizing me down. What?
No, if it's 1920, you should look younger, I think. I think you are the oldest grad student I've seen.
That is emphatically not true. I have a friend who has gone through 3 different programs because he never really wants to leave. Academia is don't worry about it. It's fine.
Yeah, see if you can do it. I can go back someday. Do you want me to bash open the door? I can't really lockpick. That was a lie.
I just assumed you could. You know, none of this is real, sure.
Okay.
We might find our Aiden in the bathroom.
Wanna
not real.
Roll,
bash?
I'd say roll a... You can either roll a straight up strength, or you can roll a brawl, if you want.
What is my... Where is my brawl? I'll do strength.
Yeah.
Maria smash!
Oh my god. Yeah, describe this for me. You crushed.
Maria kind of like looks at the very, very superfluously looks at the locking mechanism, looks at the hinges, kind of glances behind her, and then just like flips her rifle around, just like bashes it really, really hard, like right wherever it looks like it's weakest.
Yeah, you hear like a yelp from the inside as this door, like the lock itself seems to like literally crash and dent inward, and the door just sort of rolls open, and you see a very scared, very terrified Aiden, and he grabs both of you and pulls you both into this bathroom and closes the door again.
Aiden!
And
how small is this, just so I can get a visual here?
This is quite tight. This is quite a tight bathroom. It's not as small
a little surprised
as like...
the 3 of them fit in at all.
Yeah. It's not as small as like now train bathrooms. I don't know how, because I've never been on a train in America, so I don't know, but you have enough room to all stand upright. You wouldn't be able to sit down, but you sort of got enough to move around a bit, like you could rotate, if you saw what I mean.
I'm just gonna grab him by like the face. Can you see us now?
Yes, I can see you, Professor. Where have you been? Where have you been?
Wait. A test first, I think. What do I call you?
Well, my name's Aiden, but you call me Breadstick Boy.
Okay, sorry, Aiden. And just
like he looks over at the both of you and pauses, and as you've held his face, he reaches out and grabs yours, Theodore. He's like, "You look older."
What?
Like, no, I mean, you look like you. I mean, not the one that's on the train.
There's one of me on the train?
Yes, there's one of all of you on the train.
What?
I don't know. And then there's another me out there. He found me and he's been after me, and I can't. He followed me to here and just stayed in the bathroom like a coward. But I don't know what to do.
No, the bathroom was very smart. I should have listened to
broke into it.
That was...
and you can see the door wheeling open and close as he keeps opening the door because the lock is broken and he holds it there. I don't know where we are. We're on a train, right?
Let's see.
We are on a train. It's fine. We are going to... I don't think I'm wearing a jacket. Do we have any loose fabric amongst us?
I mean, I can tear off parts of my skirt, but...
No. No.
It's a long skirt. It still covers my knees. If I take some off.
No.
I thought I found like I thought you were on here, so I got on the train. I saw another ticket that said Atkinson. I thought it was you, but it turns out it was a woman. I don't know who it was, but it wasn't. I don't know what to do.
But we haven't seen copies of ourselves, so maybe we can't see them. Although
I can see mine.
Copy of you. You're right. I'm working it all out of my head. I'm sorry. We just need to cover your head so that we can get you out of this bathroom. And regular Aiden, who's supposed to be here, can do what he needs to do in here. We can meet back up with everyone else.
I have a bad idea.
I'm sure it's not bad.
How bad?
I mean, if you are dressed in a dress, no one will think you're Aiden. We can switch.
We're always looking for Aiden. I think we're just trying to hide his face so that real Aiden, no, your real Aiden, the weird Aiden, or I don't know, this is all very
20s Aiden, just 1920 Aiden, right. Baby Aiden, baby breadstick boy.
Yes, this train seems to think it's 1920, but it's probably not real. Although time travel is just as crazy as everything else we've been encountering, so who knows? And if it is time travel, we've already destroyed everything because I just introduced myself to old you, and that's bad. So,
you don't think we've actually time traveled, do you?
I have no idea.
I hate this. Why did I not just stay? Like, and he just sort of said, right, okay, what do you want me to do?
Well, first I have a very important question to ask you while we're in the privacy of this restroom. What was shooting at you?
There was a woman shooting at me. They were looking for you or something. I don't know. I refused to say. I didn't know where you were either, which helped, but I refused.
But they couldn't see us. All right. I'm gonna
was she smoking?
Meaningful glance at Maria.
I mean, do I have to put on the dress?
I mean, if you think it helps.
Well,
I don't know what to do here. I mean, this is sort of out of my wheelhouse. I'm just good with the gun. I'm here to protect. I'm not really sure how to... I don't know if disguise works better or just huddling up and crab walking out of here or...
That. Let's just do that.
Oh,
and I'll just, like...
Professor, one thing, the person who was shooting at me, it was the owner of the person whose ticket I thought was yours.
What?
I don't know.
Prophet Daddy, you have like a sister or mother?
I have a sister and a mother, and they're both lovely people, and one of them's lovely. One of them's just absent.
I don't know.
Well, as they say, we'll put a pin in that one, right now. And I'm just gonna, like, put my hand, like, over Aiden's head, wheel him around.
He's like, okay.
Kind of, like, duck him into Maria's shoulder. All right, we're gonna go.
Like, okay. And you can all awkwardly stumble out.
And we're gonna wheel around, and I'm gonna wave back at 1920s Aiden. It's all yours. It's all yours. And
Thank you.
Let's get out of the other way.
We're gonna hop over to Edward, Bo, Idris, and Charlie. As you are shown over to this table in this other carriage, where the conductor said, please sit, please sit. Food will be around shortly if you wish to participate. I'm sure. What are the names of some of your films? Mr. Bede, was it?
Yeah, that's right. I don't know that
one.
What year was it? Like our time?
1924.
Okay, so none of them have come out yet. We're just gonna say we did a short film of Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, a summarized version.
Oh, wow.
I don't know when that was written, but we're gonna pretend that existed then.
And the conductor sort of looks at you, like, interesting. Okay. Yes. Okay. Well, I will leave you to it. I'm sure the waiters will be around very, very soon. And he sort of looks briefly at Idris as there's a squeaking coming from the backpack, and he's like, "Oh, it will be. Just call me if you have any problems." And he walks off down the corridor. And at that, you see Charlie sort of poke his head out and have a look, sort of sniff the air and watch the conductor go.
Like, soon, Charlie. All you think is about food. I'm telling you.
And you can see he's still quite he's still got some of the fruit around his mouth, the one that Theodore gave him.
Like, I'll wipe it off. I see you're saving some for later. Okay, here you go. I'll feed it to him after I wipe it off his face. So, Bo, now that we're not you standing on a roof and we got Edward here, what did you see on that roof again? You said it was a tall man, not with creepy fingers, but he was kind of creepy smile.
Yeah, that's the only way. I mean, he looked like death in a suit. Some kind of ghost person.
I saw something creepy a while ago in some of our business with the sandstorm, but he was tall. I think he was a he. I don't really know. They were tall and they had creepy fingers and it threw me far. So I don't know. I just think we should be careful with that, whatever that is.
Did it smile at you?
No, I didn't. Don't know if I got much chance to look at its expression before I flew.
Well, I didn't really get a good look at its fingers myself, but he's kind of half looking at you while he's answering. I'm still frantically looking at all the windows, trying to see if anything starts coming down. But yeah, I think, I don't know, it's leading this thing somewhere. I don't know if we should get in its way. We should find our people and try and, I don't know, jump off.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know much about all this stuff. I don't know where we are. I just came for a trip. What is going on these days? I mean, what did you two, Edward, what did you come for? I know that, Bo, you said you came for some studies, right?
Oh yeah, I'm filming a movie. If I make it out of whatever the hell this is alive, I'm supposed to be in Los Angeles, in my hotel suite, the only lady I could ever want, and all the whiskey I could ever want. But I'm here, riding a train with death, and a monkey.
And a wet man.
And a wet man.
Usually tipsy woman. Yeah. What about you, Edward? What are you doing when we somehow maybe make it out of this?
I haven't thought that far ahead, honestly. And he's just drinking the whiskey that he's been given. I mean, I don't know, honestly.
And as you're sipping this whiskey, you're sort of on one of the outer seats, and you can see other, I guess, booths, sort of where people are sat. And your eyes sort of follow along one of these people when you see a woman you recognize. And she's just, the rest of the table seems to be just out of your eye line, but she seems to be smiling and laughing. This is your wife. She sits there, dressed fairly smartly, almost like travel clothes and travel gear, and she's sort of laughing and chatting, and she seems very happy.
he just stops with the glass up, but it's not on his lips, and he just watches.
And as you watch, you see her talking to someone sort of to the side of her, and she is visibly looking down. Just sort of, yes, no, of course. And she is just chatting in general, and like I said, she looks happy. And you can hear like a giggling almost, and as this small child shuffles their way closer to this woman, and you see very dark brown hair, these big eyes that they're the same eyes as yours. And this little girl is smiling, and she is laughing, and she is showing her mother a drawing.
I am gonna get up and move towards the table.
You can slowly approach, and this woman sees you. So she's like, hello? Can I help you with something?
No, sorry, I saw you from over there, and you seem very happy. I hope you have a pleasant trip.
We are, thank you. It's our first trip, actually, here, isn't it? And she sort of looks down at this little girl, sort of shyly nods. There's a big smile on her face as she looks up at you. My husband will probably be back in a minute.
What's your husband? So, what's his name?
And she looks at you briefly. His name is Thomas, and we are on our way to a very English summer holiday. And she's
English summer.
Mildly nervous that you're questioning her, but we're happy to be here, aren't we, Rebecca? And this girl again just smiles and nods, doesn't seem intimidated by you at all, but you are looking at this little girl, and it's like it's half you and half the woman in front of you.
That sounds like a wonderful trip. I hope you have a good time. Sorry to bother you.
No, that's fine. And as you sort of turn to walk away, you hear her say, "Oh, there you are, dear." And a man walks in, someone else you recognize, but the same man, that same body you found in the desert of your companion Thomas, still in uniform, as he walks in and sits down at the table.
He will just try and make his way back towards the Bo and Maria and hope Thomas doesn't notice him.
Yeah, Thomas seems to almost have his back to as he slides into this booth, but Bo and Idris, you see Edward walk back. And what does Edward look like right now? What sort of expression is on his face, or how is he feeling?
Well, for a nervous, fidgety guy, he looks more nervous somehow. He's paler, and as soon as he gets back to the table, he just finishes whatever's in the whiskey glass. Like, just boom, gone.
I'm gonna hand you my drink.
He takes it, just finishes it too. One go.
Edward, who was that?
I'm not sure, but I don't know. That none of this is real, right? I just I thought it was someone I knew, and I just can I get another drink? I try and motion for the waiter.
Yeah, a waiter sort of walks past, and you see him with a sort of a trolley of bottles, and he's just like, "What can I get you, sir?"
A whiskey, make it a double.
Of course. And he just starts pouring this whiskey out, and then smiles, and that rattle of the trolley moves on down the carriage.
But the man that showed up when I was leaving, that I know him, and he was in the desert in the sandstorm. We were in the military together.
Oh. What happened to him?
Last I heard, he was still alive. I don't know. I mean, I kind of lost contact with him, being that I was discharged for, stuff.
Oh. Okay. Well, they didn't recognize you.
Apparently not, but yeah, I don't know. I'd rather be back in the temple or whatever, honestly. This is more than I can take.
That's fair. And I'm gonna reach up and like, oh, waiter, and can I motion him over and just be like, we're gonna need this, and grab the bottle of whiskey, but like, you can charge it to the man with the dog, and just like take it and turn away and start pouring.
He doesn't stop you or anything. He just motions towards you. And as you sit at this table and pour this whiskey, you see the little girl, Rebecca, hop up off the seat, almost as if not seen by her mother. And she walks very cautiously over to the table and stands by it and looks at you all. Sort of glances over at Edward a fair few times, and then leans on the table. Like, she's quite small, but she's put her hands on the table to, hello, good afternoon. Like, and she seems shy, but at the same time isn't really. You think maybe she's been told how to act a certain way and trying to remember protocol, put it that way. My name's Rebecca.
Hello, Rebecca. How are you doing on this train trip?
I'm really enjoying myself. It's my first time over here.
Oh yeah, well I'm Idris. This is Bo, and this is Edward.
Put out my hand to shake her little hand.
And she sort of reaches out and takes your hand, and she does shake it. Like, hello. And awkwardly looks at all of you. And so like,
I drew a picture for you.
and she reaches like this small little satchel and pulls it out and slides it across the table. And it's 5 camels and people sat on them walking through the desert.
Oh, why, thank you, Rebecca. Now, have you, do you know what happened to these people? You know the story of them? You drew them. Did you give them the story?
They're just people on camels.
Oh, okay. Well,
And then she starts pulling out others, and one of them, you see another piece of paper slapped down, and you see what looks to be like a big hall with lots of cases and sort of almost like a museum. Is that?
This is the museum I went to in London.
And then she pulls out another one.
And this is a boat.
And then she pulls out another one and lays it down.
And this one's for you.
And she pushes it over towards Edward. And they're very crude drawings. They're very almost like stick figurey, like really coloured in with pencils. And it's a picture of a man shooting another man in the head, with money effectively raining from above.
That one's for you.
As she smiles and looks up at you.
He tries to not react about this picture, and he just shakily gives her a small smile. Thank you, Rebecca.
Welcome to the academy. Please take
That's
Oh.
okay. Daddy said you'd like it.
How old are you?
10. But I'm going to be 11 in 2 months.
I think, and then she sort of
2 months.
Well, it's 2 months early, but I hope you have a happy birthday.
Thank you.
and sort of looks over at all of you. Like,
I need to go back now.
and she sort of turns on her heel, straightens out this little dress, and you can see a smart sort of jacket that's over there, which looks a bit too big for her, sort of been bought so that she can grow into it, and sort of trots along with these tiny little shoes that you can hear as she sort of heaves herself back onto the seat.
Well, that was kind of cute, but kind of creepy.
Could we all tell that she looked like Edward?
The most you could say, probably the same eyes, if anything, and a very similar coloured hair. As you can see, the mother and the father don't have that coloured hair.
Mm-hmm. Did you
What?
tell us that you saw her? You just mentioned your war buddy.
Just mentioned the war buddy, I think.
Yeah, okay.
Uh,
You know that little girl, Ed?
Nope. She obviously knows us, though. Look at these pictures.
Yeah. I don't know what the hell this last one means.
I don't know. I've shot a few people.
Mm-hmm.
You shoot him for a lot of money.
Just the one on the boat.
Who just shoot on the boat?
We were attacked by assassins.
Oh, you know what? Between the getting thrown on the boat again and falling down a waterfall and everything else, I think we all might have some type of minor concussion, which might explain all this, but, you know, I could be wrong. I kind of forgot you did.
Yeah, we all shot at people, didn't we? You, Maria, and I.
Oh, I totally shot at someone. Oh, yeah, absolutely, 100%. But I don't know if I hit anyone. Yet again, might be a small concussion. But either way, where's our friends at? Do you think they found him? Because I don't know. I'm like gonna kind of get up like on my seat and kind of like sit up and be like, I don't really think I see Aiden here. And like look for him.
I mean, they've been in the bathroom for a while. Should we go check on him?
Hmm.
Literally, as you were discussing this, Theodore and Maria, how are you entering this carriage with
Awkwardly, really
guess
awkwardly.
Three-headed crab.
We're like shielding Aiden with our bodies being like squished as close as possible, and then like wriggling him down the train. Don't mind our friend here. He's very ill. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Bo, Edward, and Idris. Charlie brings this to your attention as you see you hear that tiny little bit of a screech, and he jumps up and sort of gestures in the direction as you see this mass of your companions crab walk into this room with, you can just about tell it's Aiden, even though he's been like ducked under arms and covered.
Why are y'all treating him like he's your mistress?
Well, what happens in the bathroom
What?
stays in the bathroom.
I'm gonna detach from everyone.
I
I mean,
should,
snuck him in.
you'll see. We found Aiden in the bathroom, right next to younger Aiden. There's two Aidens. He says there's two of us on here too.
You just see a hand sort of rise up like, hello, as Idris can't really move, but he just says hello.
Maria kind of reaches over, grabs some bread, kind of stuffs it in her armpit, like where his head is.
Just sort of see a hand come out and just take it.
Are they all sort of like at a boothy sort of table?
Yeah, you can all like slide onto this, yeah.
All right, we like push them to get into the booth, and then just stand over and hover, trying to block Aiden's from if other Aiden happens to be coming back.
I'm gonna pass the bottle. Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say, while everyone's distracted, Edward's gathering up the drawings.
Yeah, you can easily gather up the drawings.
I'm gonna pass this bottle around and be like, so, Aiden, last time we saw you, you were kind of going over a bridge. How did you make it out?
And you see him just sort of like chew this bread and then just take the bottle and neck a lot of it. And Theodore, this is the most you've probably seen him drink, as he just glugs about 3 or 4 times. And he's like, and slams it down on the table. He's like, someone grabbed me. I don't know what happened, but there were just these things everywhere, just crawling all over me. And then there was this room, and I don't know, but there was a sarcophagus in it, and it was talking, or sound was coming from it. I don't really know. And he takes another swig, like winces at like the fire of the whiskey that hits the back of his throat. He's like, and then they were chasing me because I got away, and then I thought I saw someone. I'm not too sure who it was, and then I followed them because I thought it was you, and it wasn't you, and I ended up in this chamber. This just cold everywhere. And looks over to Edward. He's like, I really thought you would have liked it, but it was just everywhere, and I could just hear things around me, but I couldn't see what was following me.
I'm sorry. We looked for you, and then all those little creepies were everywhere, and we had to run for it because we couldn't see you. So sorry.
That's fine. I don't know where I ended up after that, if I'm honest. And then someone tried to shoot me.
It wasn't me, right? Because I mean, I did try to shoot in your direction, but that was when the creepy crawlies were pulling you down.
No. This was in the room with the gold, the sarcophagi, the statue, the mirrors, everything.
What was the name on the sarcophagus? Did you see?
No, I was too busy running. And you can see he's like sort of trying to slow down his breath and calm down. And he sort of nervously starts eating this bread roll. But these still taste good. Real or not? What happened to you, all of you? What happened? I swore I heard you, but I couldn't see you.
We heard you, we could see you, but you couldn't see us. We were right by you. We got separated and we somehow managed to find each other again. And then we heard you getting shot at, so we chased you out and we ended up on a train.
Yeah. I thought I saw you get on the train. I thought I saw all of you get on the train.
Like you said, we're still on the train. See?
Well, I saw some of you. I saw some of you on the train. I assume... I don't know. I haven't seen them again, though. I only saw the other me. And the other you, Professor. I saw the other you.
What was I wearing?
Just a shirt, jacket, a bow tie. Not anyone I've seen you wear before. I didn't pack it. And just... I don't know, like I said, you looked a bit younger.
What I'd do for a jacket right now. Where was the last place you saw him?
On I think the third carriage. One of the ones just the other way, towards the front.
I'm gonna look at everyone else. None of you saw me but in a jacket?
I haven't seen any of us.
No.
We saw someone on the roof. Are we trying to find these people? I don't know about you, but I don't need to see my twin.
No, I was more trying to avoid, I think.
I've never been to England before. I don't know why I'd be on this train.
No, me neither.
I mean, it makes sense. I have been on a train in England before, but I don't think I've been on this train. I don't think.
And not in 1920?
I was in the UK then, yes, but not here. Not now.
I don't think I was.
I don't know. Maybe if we find them, we can. Maybe we'll like it'll stop. I don't know. I don't know about none of this, y'all.
Look, my other half, as it were, the other me, didn't seem too friendly.
What do you mean?
He seemed fine to me. He didn't recognize me, which makes sense because I hadn't met you yet.
He seemed a bit off with me.
What'd he do?
Chased me.
What do you mean it chased you? Into the bathroom?
Well, no, I gave him the slip on one of the other carriages, but I went and hid in the bathroom.
You think he was trying to attack you? I mean, I'd be freaked out if I saw another one of me.
Can you see any of the other replications of us now? Maybe we can't see them as them. No, wait, you saw yourself. None of this makes sense. Never mind. Forget what I said.
I did see what's his that chap from the ship, the John Cooper and his dog. I saw them.
Yes.
Yeah, we talked to him.
Has anyone seen Charlotte?
Not since I ran through her.
The woman who traveled on her own and the cigarette. Yes, yeah. She's down the other end of the train.
Okay.
Like toward the front?
Yeah, right by the front. The first carriage. It's the one in the when you have your own like. It's like a long corridor of a carriage, and you can go into your own separate, almost like rooms.
Theodore just kind of like visibly relaxes. I think that kind of proves it. We're not back in time. This is all just another fabrication completely. So I don't think that we need to be as worried.
No, but Professor Chetty, you didn't know you and Edward because I don't think we've had a chance, but after, when I was trying to find you, I saw her. I saw her in the temple, the pyramid, the place, wherever we were. I saw her, and she ran right through me like Aiden did to us. She might be here. We might need to find her. She might be in the same thing.
We left her in the hotel, I thought.
Maybe she followed. Maybe she didn't want to wait for the bus either.
She had a strangeness about her. I think if there was anyone worth finding on this train, it'd probably be her.
She did. She was very forward. It was very unbecoming.
She seemed to know something that we didn't, so... Yeah.
I liked her. I said, let's find her. And she had a gun, I thought. Maybe, I don't know. Concussion, maybe, I don't know. But I thought she had a gun.
Yeah, she seemed a little bit prepared for something like that to happen.
All right,
Let's go find her.
Let's go talk to the fictional her.
I do have a question. So if we find people who are us but know us, I mean, what do? We shoot them? We fight them? We run? We hide? I think we should have a plan.
I say if they attack, I'm shooting myself. I haven't been here before. I know this can't be the right timeline or nothing, whatever this is.
Okay.
No, this doesn't make any sense.
Oh, it's a little messed up to shoot yourself. So I'll shoot someone else if they shoot me.
No, I think
you definitely none of us were in England 4 years ago. There's just no chance of that.
Well, Aiden.
I was, but not here.
All right.
I can show you where I saw Charlotte.
All right.
Okay. And he sort of awkwardly, nervously sort of gets up, stuffs a bread roll in his pocket and starts walking along the train carriage. And you can all feel that real rock from side to side as this happens. And you walk through another 2 or 3 carriages, and he stops at one of the in-between ones. There's like a door and a window in each of the doors in between the carriages. It's like, just there. And sure enough, you see Charlotte. She's sat there. She's got a glass, a sort of a cocktail in her hand, and a long cigarette as she sort of looks out the window. And she is in the clothes you remember her in on the night of the boat.
Maria, I like to think that she liked you most. I'm not gonna say you have to talk to creepy Charlotte, who she might not be creepy. She might be actually real. But if she does, she'll think she liked you the most. I could be wrong.
I mean, I can try.
And she looks at you, stands up, sort of unlatches it and opens both of the doors that part. Say, yes.
See, I'm sorry. I was trying to get to the front of the carriage, and I see your drink. What is it you're drinking?
And she put, do I know you?
I don't think so. I just see the drink, and it looks very tasty. I think you're a woman of very good taste. See? Maria is my name.
Charlotte. And she holds out her hand and shakes it, and you can see she still stands pretty upright. There's still a cigarette in her hand. It's not, but she does look confused. Have we not met at all?
I don't know. I know lots of Charlottes. It's a very popular name where I'm from. I mean, I met a Charlotte on a boat once. I was in Egypt. Have you been?
Yes. I think I have. Yes. No, of course. Yes. Must have done.
See, and it was very weird. She was smoking just like you, and we drink together, and she no drink, which obviously you do. And the boat, all the lights went out and they sank. It was quite an adventure.
As she pauses, and there's a lovely hotel on the side of the river.
So we all walk there, and me and a couple other people, we have a room there for the night. We see Charlotte sitting there in the morning at the breakfast. Maybe we have met before. It's almost like a dream, see?
Yes. Please, come in. And she goes and sits back down by the window, and she looks more confused than anything else.
Would you like the rest of the people to come in?
And she sort of peers around the corner and again gives a long look at all of you. Yes. Come in. And she goes back into this booth, effectively, this sort of carriage. And sit down.
Oh, thank you. It's very, very sweet of you. So, what year is it? I know that's weird.
20, I believe. There's a newspaper, and she points down at the newspaper folded up on the chair beside her. The newspaper says it's 1920.
I see, but what do you say? I trust you before this.
She squints and 1920.
Oh, okay. Here's a simple question. So this is Edward, this is Idris, this is Profeteli, and this is Bo.
Bo, the film, the actor, correct?
Oh, yeah, that's me. I'm surprised you'd know my name.
You drank whiskey without ice. You drink whiskey without ice? And pauses.
That's the drink.
And it looks like she's thinking very, very hard. Anyway,
Theodore recalls that for like a hot second, it seemed like she was vaguely interested in him. So he's gonna just try to see if he can jog her memory a little bit, and he's gonna reach down and he's just gonna grab her hand, just like nicely. It's all right. If it feels like it's 1924, it very well could be.
She looks at you as like, you're very kind. Mr. Atkinson, Professor, am I right?
Yes.
And as you hold her hand, you can see where her sleeves, because you've pulled them towards you, the sleeves pull up. And you see almost like a small tattoo just here on her wrist, just in the corner, but underneath her thumb of that staff. It's like, yes. Yes. Theodore, that was it. Or Teddy, I think your friends called you. She glances over at Idris, Maria.
No, they don't call me that.
Oh, I'm so
that's
sorry. Yes. And she sort of leans back again and takes another drag off of the cigarette. Indeed. As she looks around, you can see like the railings and the racks above it. I didn't come with any luggage, it seems.
Charlotte, do you remember running away from something?
Isn't everyone running away from something?
Something different. Running through a dark tunnel, perchance.
And again, there's that long pause. I remember faces in the dark. And I was just so tired. And then I got on a train because I'm going for a holiday in Cornwall.
Can I do like a search around her and see if she's carrying any luggage? And yeah, maybe I'll see if I can spot her tattoo.
Yeah, do a spot hidden check for Yeah. You can see the tattoo as Theodore is holding her hand. So you can see it from where you are, just there in the corner. It's very small. It's only about that big. And you can see it where Theodore is. And you notice there are no suitcases. There is nothing else in this room, literally, other than her and the cigarette she holds in her hand and the drink on this tiny little side table.
Well, you seem to be traveling pretty light. How long is your stay in Cornwall?
I believe I'm going for 2 weeks.
2 weeks with nothing but the clothes on your back?
And she glances around again. Apparently so.
Well, I also wanted to mention I admire your little body art there. Not too many folks brave enough these days to show a little creativity on themselves.
And she looks down at her wrist, or takes her hand out of Theodore's and looks and stares at it for a moment. Yes. Yes, I believe in individuality.
You mind telling me what that is? Is it a letter or a symbol of some kind in another language?
I think I just liked it. They called it, I don't remember what they called it. And she sort of drifts off almost into her own thoughts, like she's thinking, but she pauses and just looks straight ahead as if she's thinking. And Aiden leans over to her. She's like, this is weird, right? This isn't... She should remember.
Can I grab Aiden's hand and look for a tattoo also?
Yeah, you can grab his hand and he's sort of like, what are you like? And you see nothing. There's nothing on his hands. But he's like, what's that for?
We lose her and suddenly she has tattoo. We lose you. I don't know, I'm just checking.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull out Charlie from my bag and just hold him out like you're passing off a child.
Yeah.
Like, do you recognize this monkey right here?
And she almost snaps out of what she thinks. She just says like, oh, hello. And she just sort of like reaches over and just holds a finger out to him. She doesn't touch him, but she holds a finger out to him.
Do you recognize this face right here?
I do. I think. Yes. No, I'm not. Yes. And again, is very, very vague, but you get the just she's not sure. But she definitely recognizes it. But it's almost she's struggling internally to know what it actually is.
Well, Miss Charlotte, you clearly know us one way or another. Would you like to go with us to the front? We're looking for some other people, maybe.
Yes. And she looks down at this tattoo again. You've brought her attention, and just runs her hand, like her finger over it. Is it was? That's what it meant. Was. And Bo, you remember from when you were back as a child again in your house. The word was being written on the wall. Yes, I would like to come with you, please. And she stands almost immediately. It's like, I would really like to come with you.
Good. All right. And I'm going to open the door and kind of motion her out.
And she takes a step. She lets you effectively lead her as you guide her. As she just walks straight out and steps into the corridor, and again waits for you there.
And if people pass by me, my fellow investigators, I'm gonna be like, let's not lose each other. We might end up like her. We might just forget what we're doing.
Yeah. Do you think we should also grab the dog and that old man? He didn't seem to recognize me at all.
I think he might be on this train. Like, really on this train.
Yeah, he seemed to know a little bit more. A lot more responsive than that.
What's the chance he'd go to Egypt twice in 4 years?
Didn't seem like he'd been before when I talked to him.
Yeah, he said he was going. I thought he said.
True.
So maybe I don't know.
So what else are we looking for? Should I bust out our little canine friend?
Charlie did like him. Should we go to the front and then go to the back?
Maybe if we go to the front, then we can get them to stop the train.
If Charlotte is... I mean, we found a place where we might be able to take the staff, see? Bo, when we were in the catacombs. And Idris.
We might have found it.
What if Charlotte is the staff? I mean, she has a tattoo. I don't know. It's possible. Maybe she's some sort of spirit or representation. I don't know. I'm not saying throw
she
her
might
in
know. She might know where it is and doesn't remember.
See? But she's from there. And the bust is from there. It's possible you put the two together and something happened.
She knows something. You saw her down there, Idris.
Yeah, she ran right through me like Aiden was like with the butt of the gun.
So I guess we want to just travel up to the front all together.
So,
Yeah,
what about the man?
The dog man or the roof man?
The roof man. You think he'll bother us, or?
Probably.
Okay.
Maybe if the man on the roof is as creepy and nefarious as you say, haven't all of these visions and strange things that we've been seeing been a sort of warning and pushing us system to get us to return that thing to the spot it's supposed to be? It's I don't know, maybe he's there to make sure that we do what we're supposed to do. I don't know.
It's possible, but you know what? Doesn't mean I need to be near him or talk to him. He can do his thing. We can do our thing down here. If they're around and watching us, let's keep them in the distance.
Agreed.
And you can hear the heels of Charlotte's shoes as she's starting to walk down the carriage. You can assume she thinks you're following her as you sort of ushered her out, and she sort of pauses slightly to look back for you as you haven't emerged. And she's are you coming?
Oh, see, we come. Hustle out.
Get out and follow her.
Yeah, it's only 2 carriages up. Let's go. And she lights up, and you see her hand shaking as she lights very nervously another cigarette. And she walks through into another carriage, and there's some people in there. And she walks through, and she walks through the next one, and you don't see anyone you recognize. So you see the same people who were in the previous carriage. And then she looks a little confused, like, I thought this was the last carriage, sorry, and opens the next door onto another carriage. The same carriage, full of the same people. And you can look down the corridor and you just see a line of carriages.
Y'all think we need to head to the back one?
I mean, we were at the back one and there was nothing.
But Bo, you saw the smoke, right? It wasn't like it was a million miles off.
No, it wasn't far, but who knows what it'll look like now. See if we can even get to the back.
Could you all roll a spot hidden check?
Oh no.
No, I don't like spotting hidden
But
things.
everyone is really, really well. Okay. You all stop as if everything goes silent as you hear the clank on the floor from Charlotte dropping her cigarette holder. And you see the ash sort of flicker on the floor and those embers as she freezes. And all of you, apart from Idris, you look over at your shoulder and Charlie is starting to jump up and down and he's screaming. And the people around you don't seem to be moving or reacting to him making this noise. But he's pulling at your hair and he's trying to get your attention. But the rest of you down the end of the corridor, you see someone walking. Not walking, floating towards you. And they are not upright because they are too tall for the carriage.
Ah!
Slightly to the side and drift down the carriages towards you. And the people either side of them don't react. I need you all to make a sanity check for me.
Yeah, of course.
No.
Oh!
Okay.
I want to spend a reroll, please.
Go for it.
Oh, yeah! I just
Damn
got
it!
one! Yes!
I'm
Thank
gonna
you, Lydia!
I'm gonna spend a reroll too.
Okay.
Oh no, my roll 20 froze. I don't know what I got.
I
So-
want to spend my last reroll.
Mal, there's also one that was gifted for whoever needs it first.
I still have one, so
Okay. So feel free to
I'll use mine because that
I will
one
also
is.
reroll.
Okay.
Let's see.
Damn it!
Oh my god!
I'm failing this sanity roll
Yeah.
apparently.
Okay, reroll.
Well, you should have had two because you
Yep, I
started
spent
with
mine
one,
too.
and then okay.
And there was an additional one.
We have the group one, but I'm not gonna waste it. I'm obviously meant to fail this roll.
Okay, so Edward and Idris, who both fail, please lose 1 sanity damage.
Oh man, I fell
As
twice.
Idris, as you turn and you see Charlie sort of pulling at your hair, as you turn and look at him, he has sort of like this linen wrapped around his arms, around his little body. There are no eyes in the sockets of Charlie as his mouth drops and he screams, pulling at your hair and pulling at your clothes. And the voice, the sound that comes out of Charlie is no longer this monkey screech, but it gets lower and lower, almost like a very low hum in your ear.
Idris is gonna like kind of scream and take Charlie off her shoulder and like hold him up,
Mm-hmm.
like just as a response, not throw him, but just kind of like
Yeah, and he is fighting, and he is, I say clawing, he hasn't got claws, like he's like trying to tug at your arm as you hold him up in the air, and he fights how like trying to pull you off of him. And Edward, down this corridor, you don't see this tall man drifting. You see little Rebecca skipping down the corridor towards you. And she waves as she sees you.
He waves back.
What are the rest of you doing?
Definitely pointing my gun at this thing, but not yet shooting unless it seems to be aggressive.
If I see Edward wave at this thing, I'm just gonna elbow him. What are you doing? And then just like crack my knuckles and stand there.
Aiden sort of looks at you and tries to do the same. There's no click. There's no crack of the knuckles, but he tries to mimic what you're doing. And what about Bo? What is Bo doing?
Bo is also taking out his shotgun and trying to stand in front of the group in the aisle. And the doors from carriage to carriage, are they closed right now?
They are closed.
Okay, I want to try to barricade it somehow with, I don't know if there's luggage around or something, and barricade it.
Yeah, there's plenty of luggage up above, and if you can start pulling it down and barricading the door, again, the people next to you don't stop you or anything. In fact, they're staring dead on, unmoving, eyes open. In fact, they don't blink once. And this, as you're piling up through this door, you can see this creature drift as it's sort of at a slant to fit underneath this carriage, drift towards you until it stops right on the other side of the glass as you've blocked the door. And Edward, you see Rebecca at the door banging.
Let me in, Dad. Daddy. Can I come through? I can't get on the door.
And you, Bo, you see this door handle being trying to shake and move as this huge, you can't actually see its face right now. You literally see from the shoulders down from how it is in this. But Edward, you see Rebecca calling out to you.
Everyone get your guns out. Get ready to fight. This thing is right outside the door.
And again, Rebecca stops knocking and looks at you, Edward. Is it?
Daddy, what's wrong? Am I not allowed in?
No.
I just want to see you. You left me.
Edward's gonna walk towards the door.
Oh no.
And she sort of, you see a smile on her face, a very sweet smile. It's like,
I want to come with you.
and Bo and the rest of you, Bo, you're closest, you're by the door. This creature, this person slowly tips down and bends down lower to look through this window, particularly at Edward. And it presses his hand against the window. And Edward, Rebecca holds her hand up against the window.
I don't want to be on my own.
As he walks towards the door, he'll finally be like noticing everyone's got their guns out and stuff. And he's just like, what are you doing? It's the little girl. She probably got separated from her family.
The hell are you doing? I've got my body up against the door. You think I'm doing that because there's a little girl on the other side? There's no child. This is a monster death demon guy.
It's
the
a
guy
little
on the
girl.
roof. He's right there. Get out of my way. Someone get this guy out of my way and help me hold the door.
Daddy, I'm scared. Why won't they let me in?
I'm gonna go up and put my weight behind this door.
Ed, I don't know what you're seeing, but there's no girl on the other side of this door.
That's what it is. She's asking for help. Why are you blocking the door?
I'm gonna try to persuade him. Or should I do language? Or fast talk?
Whichever you would prefer, and if you succeed, I will say that Edward, you can not fully snap out of it, but you can see this is not the little girl there.
Yeah, I'm gonna do language.
Success. So, Edward, you can see Theodore and Bo pressing themselves up against this door, and you see this huge creature looming, looking through the door at you. The hand pressed where Rebecca's hand was pressed, but that same voice still comes out of it.
Daddy, please.
He's just gonna sink to the floor.
So I can shoot it now, or you want me to still wait?
I guess so. If you want to aim through that window, duck, Teddy.
I'm gonna, I'll go down and I'm gonna kneel down in front of Edward and try to block his vision from what he's seeing. I'm just gonna like put my hands just like on the side of his face, like horse blinders. Just
yeah, you can do that as you sort of down at the same level as Edward. Edward, you can't see anything other than Theodore right now. You can hear Bo sort of moving away, and Maria sort of, you can hear the shotgun sort of load effectively. Maria, if you are going to shoot this thing, as I said, it is a glass pane. If you are going to shoot this thing, please roll me firearms.
So I raise the weapon. I'm gonna say, big spooky guy, if you are not here to hurt us, you better say no. Okay, I shoot.
Yep. So this huge, the rest of you here, and if you look, you see this shotgun go off and this smoke sort of erupt from the barrel of the gun itself, and there's almost like an explosion as it rockets through the glass, hitting this creature as it staggers back and falls up against like the other wall of the carriage behind it. You can hear that ragged breathing, like almost like this, like it's struggling to breathe as it pushes itself back up. And now, Bo, you hear the voice of your mother come through this. It's like, what are you doing? As it starts to crawl its way through the glass window, getting into the carriage.
I get up and I want to shoot it. Fuck off, Mom.
For me.
I'm still just like gripping Edward's face. Yep. How are you doing?
Yeah, you don't hit it as such. It's more sort of as you aim with the gun, your hands are shaking as this voice of your mother comes out of this creature. But at a split second, as you blink, you see the face of your younger brother on this creature, and you sort of like misfire and fire off, and it completely misses.
Can I shoot at it?
Yeah, you can all shoot at it as much as you want. Aiden is now ducked down with Edward and Theodore, and again is very much doing horse blinkers.
Oh no, my roll 20, behave.
You can all fire again at once if you wish.
All right, doing so.
Mm-hmm.
God.
Maria's on there with the gun. She's so done.
Oh, no.
I know one thing, and it's guns.
Okay, I will say that. So, Bo and Idris, you both fire off and you do strike this thing once in the shoulder, once in the leg, and as it is doing this, it collapses and it is moving down and it is falling. And Theodore, you can't tell, but it is right behind you right now until you hear this almighty explosion from the last shot going off from Maria as you strike it in the forehead, and it crashes down to the floor, and you feel something fall just where your toes are, Theodore. And you all stand in this carriage. These people still don't move.
I'm still trying to focus on Edward. Ladies? Did you get it?
So I shot it. I think
Okay.
it's dead or it's no longer moving, so.
Okay. Edward, I'm gonna take my hands away. Okay?
Yeah.
Maybe don't look.
I look.
I do too.
There is just this tall, lean creature in a suit on the floor. There is no blood, but it is not moving. It does not seem to be breathing. It is literally just laying there, face down. And Theodore, you suddenly realize how very close it is and how close it was to you.
I'm gonna just slide over to the other side of the room.
I mean, Teddy, you say you want a jacket. It might be a bit long.
That's... No.
I feel like I would have shoved Charlie in my bag during the moment, having
Yeah.
seen all the stuff.
All that screaming and all of that it was it. And you notice he's stopped, like, thrashing about now. He's just quiet in the bag.
If I open it, what does Idris see?
You see a very small, very scared little monkey sort of holding one of its hands up to you as you've thrown it into this bag. But you probably now, you get the idea now that you can't see this warped image of him. He looks like your Charlie. You realize he probably sensed this creature before anyone else did.
Gonna pull Charlie out and be like, I'm so sorry. Mama saw a weird version of you. It wasn't really you. It's okay. And I'm just gonna like take him in and give him a big old smooch on top of his little hairy nog.
You feel like these two arms sort of go around like part of your head and sort of grip onto your hair.
How's Charlotte?
Charlotte is very shaken. She sort of stood at the back, sort of leaning against the other door, like pressed against it to get up, but you can see her just going through another cigarette, almost like it's okay. Like she's shaking, obviously. She's like, what was that? What was that?
Can I borrow that?
Yeah. Like she just passes it over to you, not really looking at you. She's not looking at any of you. She's looking at this thing on the floor.
I'm gonna pass it directly to Edward.
Yeah.
Yeah, he takes it.
This was a floaty guy, monster. I don't know what he is, but he's dead now, so it's okay.
There's only one, right?
I don't know. There was one up front or up top. Could be the same guy. Could be another.
Okay. It's fine. And she's already pulling out another one that she's started to light up. It's like, fine. It's completely normal. Oh my gosh. And the conductor appears at the other end of the carriage, where this thing came from, opens the door, looks in and goes, is everything okay?
I'll say yes. It's good. We're just enjoying the countryside. Very smooth ride. It's a good time. Kind of flaring out skirt in front of dead body.
He steps straight over it.
Are we almost there? To our
And he sort of pulls out this little silver pocket watch. He's like, "Got about half an hour, sir.
Okay.
Is everything okay?"
Oh yes, I'm just not very used to all the smoking. It's fine.
Yes, for some reason all the windows are closed. I'm sure I can go around and open them for you.
That's perfectly fine. I'm just very sensitive. We're fine.
Okay. Well, I hope you have a good rest of your journey. If you need me for anything, I will be round, just checking on everyone.
Oh, sí, gracias.
Thank you. And he walks, just weaves, like steps over the body and walks straight through you onto the next carriage.
I want to take a look at the body.
Yeah, what are you looking for?
What is it? Like alive, dead? Does it still have a face? I know I shot it in the face.
Okay, so look, do either like a spot hidden. I'm trying to think what else you could roll for this. There's normally like an investigate, but I can't seem to. So you can roll up like an intelligence check if you want to roll that straight up, whichever you would prefer.
I will spot hidden. Oh hey, my first pass spot hidden.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You
Much better.
you kind of look at this, and this person doesn't have a mouth. And it's almost very smooth. You can see a few bumps. It's very hollow, sunken in eyes. No eyelids, so the eyes cannot close. But otherwise, there's still got that very smart, like almost like a brown hair, suit, shoes, and is just over 8 foot tall.
Normal hands.
Normal hands.
Anything in the pockets?
There is nothing in the jacket pockets. In the trouser pockets, there is a small Anubis statue. And in the other, a feather.
I don't know if these are things we should be taking or things we should be leaving.
I think haven't we learned our lesson about taking tiny statues?
Still, but what if because we kill this guy, they say, oh, these things, they're supposed to be back to where they started and he was taking them there, and then we kill him, so now this is our fault too.
I mean,
That is very sound.
I don't know what any of it means. They're like trophies, so why not keep it? We fought him honestly and fairly, and we won.
Let's see.
No, I mean, what's the worst that could happen? We end up on a ghost train?
No, how terrible it would be.
If anything, we can use that thing as a backup in case this gets lost.
Charlotte, you recognize this?
No, not at all. I don't know.
Okay, well, it's worth a shot.
Oh, she's just sort of like, she's panicking, she's calming down.
I say we take this thing to the back of the train and dump it off. I don't like it being on this train at all.
I mean, the people don't seem to notice it exists, so we could just push it out the window.
I notice it exists.
Which way did the conductor go? Towards the back?
Yeah, he went back in the direction he came, almost like he was doing a lap of the train.
Let's throw it in the oven. Or the engine?
Yeah, I guess it's the engine, the choo-choo part.
Well, I mean, if we keep going forward, does the cart repeat itself again? Does it still look like a never-ending hall if we look down the next corridor?
You can see one more carriage.
The thing is, though, that if the train doesn't really exist, then the fire's not real, and then we can't. You know, is we on the same logic?
Well, the
I mean,
door
our
stopped
train-
him. The luggage stopped him for a little bit.
Our
Fire
bolts
might
were
be
real.
Oh, okay.
I'll do the lifting, and I just like grab him by its collar on the suit,
Mm-hmm.
and drag him
Roll a
towards.
strength for me, please. This is a big guy.
I'm a big guy too.
Yes, you are. There you go. You can drag this body again. Like as you go past, the most that happens is some of the passengers look at you. They don't look down at what you're dragging, but they watch you just pass in the corridor as you drag this body through the next carriage, and you can see that glass door where it opens up into like you can see the back of the actual train itself.
Mm-hmm.
You may
Nice.
not be able to open it yourself if you're carrying this person.
Does someone need to hold it open? It won't stay open.
Yeah, it's like a slide thing, so it might
Okay.
just go like with the jogging passengers.
Someone mind getting this door for me?
Sure.
Shouting down the train.
And I'll go keep the door open for Bo.
And then I'll take the thing into the front of the train.
And you can open this door and drag this thing through. And Bo, as you sort of drag this man, this whatever, through, you feel the weight lighten a little bit, and you feel your feet sink into sand as you drag the body of this person embalmed in rags and cotton through into this tomb inside the Egyptian tomb.
Welcome to the academy.
So glad I didn't put that coat on.
Is Idris in this tomb with me?
Yeah. And Idris, you're in this tomb. It's almost like a big room, a big hall. You can see all the hieroglyphics again. And at the far end, you can see a huge carving of Anubis holding a feather in one hand.
Can I turn back and see a train at all?
You can. You can see into the carriage. You can see Theodore and Edward and Maria stood there. But the three of you, you do not see this tomb. You see Bo and Idris on another carriage, part on the back part of the train.
I put down the mummified corpse and I gesture for them to come forward. You guys need to come in here.
I mean, it looks small, but I've been in a bathroom, so
Yeah, no, run, Maria. This is not. We need
There's
you.
plenty of room. Get over here.
go ahead. And is Charlotte like,
Charlotte is following you, and you
Okay.
see Aiden sort of like very close behind Theodore, sort of shuffling in.
kind of lock arms with Charlotte and bring her through?
Yeah. And you
Yeah.
all step into this hall. And Maria, as you lock arms with Charlotte and pull her through, as she steps through the boundary again, a mummified body locks around and the weight of it drops and hangs off of your arm. As you all step into this tomb, and you hear, "All aboard!" and that train whistle go again as the door shuts and stone wall is behind you.
Does Aiden follow me?
Aiden follows you. And he looks back at the wall and looks at the bread roll and it sort of starts to crumble and fall through his hands. Almost like sand.
I'm gonna put a hand on literally everyone's shoulders as they have gone through the door and be like, okay, you're real, you're real, you're real.
Mm-hmm.
I was really worried y'all weren't gonna come in and you're gonna be stuck on that ghost train forever. I'm really happy you're all here. And I like reach in, like, Charlie's here, we're good. And y'all, what happened? What is this? Where are we now?
Is there anything besides that carving of Anubis?
It takes up almost the full size of the wall.
Mm-hmm.
There seems to be a pretty empty room itself, apart from sand and stone. You do see, as I said, Anubis holding this feather. And then also another figure carved into this wall. And you're not too sure exactly who it is or what it is, but it's almost like a very similar head to Anubis, but the jaw itself droops slightly. The ears are not quite dog-shaped. And it stands opposite Anubis, holding the staff in one hand and an image of an ankh in the other.
Did the... Who has the feather and the little...
I should. But I also have the mummy. Just like still supporting this, like, or the Charlotte or whatever it is. I mean, we can look and see if it's really Charlotte in there, but
It's just, you might still have it. It could be a test whether or not we return things, because we, didn't return things before. And this is a return these things.
gently set Charlotte mummy down.
Yep, you can set down Charlotte Mummy.
Do I still have the feather in the little...
Yeah, that's still there.
See us here.
And the feather is soft, almost like it's come straight from a bird. And it's pretty big.
So, my problem is... Okay, first we have the bust. We need to return this Anubis, this one. Now we have the feather. We didn't even know we had to return. Now we have the staff. Now we have whatever that head is. And also the ankh. This is so much to return.
On a treasure hunt. Well, you think that dead thing is the staff?
No, we can check the wrist. I'll have to look at the face.
Alright, put it down.
There is no image on the wrist. And these two creatures, two carvings of these gods, look at each other. And a door starts to open. Part of the wall starts to slide apart. And 5 or 6 people walk in. Very tan skin, in robes. Gold and blue paint adorn their bodies as they walk in. Some of them hold small canopic jars. Others just strange sort of metal instruments. There is one with embalming sort of linen and cotton. And another walks in carrying a feather. And they all stand at the edge of the room. They don't move. They don't say anything.
They seem to, like... Have they looked at us? Do they
They've
seem
not
to...
looked at you. It's like they can't see you.
We hide. If we hide, then maybe we can see what their ritual is, because we've got a feather and they've got a feather. Maybe we can just copy what they do.
So I guess, if they do anything.
Let's hide. Let's hide.
And as you do, again, they don't seem to acknowledge you very much. But a chant begins. The word ombus, but it starts off as a very low drone in their sort of throat. It's almost like you can barely see them move their lips as they chant this word. And in the distance, somewhere, you hear footsteps. Heavy, heavy footsteps. And that is where we will leave Twilight Sands this week.
Okay.
You're off the train! You're off the train.
Yay!
No one likes public transport. Otherwise,
No one likes sand either, though, so...
Sand and public transport have managed to merge two of the most hated things by the English. So, what I will say is thank you so much to our lovely players and also chat. Please take a look at all of the links that are popping up in chat now or will be very soon. Also, we'd love to hear what you think about this over in the Discord chat. And a big special thank you to our very wonderful sponsors in the form of Bird in the Storm and also Major Hand Press. You can find all of their links there. Otherwise, we will see you next week to work out what those footsteps are. So keep evoking emotions, everyone, and we will see you later. Bye. I'm just gonna keep waiting.